Wrapping up the weekend here on Chair Shot Reality. You can go to youtube.com/CSR Wrestling. Maybe you're watching us there. Maybe you're over on the WrestleZone channel. Maybe you're on WrestleZone.com. Find us anywhere. Eisenberg LeBar. Let's kick it off here on this segment with the only thing we're going to talk about in this segment, because there's only room for one topic, and that is Brock Lesnar.
I'm sorry?
One
more time?
Brock!
Come on.
Lesnar.
Right, I haven't gone for a while, but I know you haven't lost your edge in saying Brock Lesnar.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, clear that,
Absolutely not. Brock Lesnar, as we all know, it's not new news at this point. Obviously, it came out in the news after he won his big UFC fight, failed to drug tests by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, USADA. They're investigating that. That's a separate entity from WWE. It's an MMA problem. WWE not going to punish him. They don't need to punish him. It has nothing to do with them. What if Brock Lesnar failed the USADA test? That doesn't mean that he would have failed a WWE test. It doesn't mean the same things necessarily are going to be considered failure. Here's the issue. WWE comments on the subject, Josh. They comment to TMZ Sports, and they say, and it's been there on their defense the entire time on the corporate policy. None of us, at least myself, never looked at it until now. And it says, we don't test part-time performers.
Like The Rock.
So Brock Lesnar.
Rock and Brock.
Brock Lesnar. The Rock.
Triple H.
Triple H is a performer.
The Undertaker.
Chris Jericho. But again, we're assuming these guys are part-time, and we'll get all to this. They say Brock Lesnar is exempt from the testing. I wrote about it Friday for the Pittsburgh Trib, and I wanted to get debate with you. I have a problem with this.
And what's your problem, Justin?
I have a problem. Look, I'm still willing to believe, at least as at the time that we're taping this, I'm still willing to believe that Brock Lesnar did not maliciously know what he did wrong, because I don't think Brock Lesnar is stupid enough to risk guaranteed money over taking a drug. He was going to get paid whether he won or lost. So I truly do believe whatever he's guilty of, if he's guilty at all in the testing, that it was an accident. We've heard of Ricardo Rodriguez on WWE getting suspended because of fat burners. Things happen. These guys take so much. They're such gym rats. I understand it happens. The problem I have is this. WWE not testing part-timers, and the fact that they don't even have a number of matches or appearances is anything to justify. They just say, well, what the actual wording says is regular in-ring performances. What is that? You can make a case. John Cena, who is one of the hardest damn workers ever in this business, in the last year and a half, we've seen John Cena have months where he's not around much in the ring. He's filming Trainwreck. He's doing Today's Show. He's doing whatever. He's nursing an injury. What's stopping WWE, per how their policies written, from saying, John Cena's part-time now? I am not accusing and saying John Cena is on anything, or that they would do that to protect John Cena. But you could see, with all the critics that come that come fire to WWE, that having this loose language and not testing these guys is a problem.
Let me ask you this. The wellness policy, I'll ask you this after I state my points. The wellness policy is pretty much implemented when? When Chris Benoit obviously did terrible things. That got more strict. Yeah. That got people looking at the company. Lawsuits were pending.
It was created in 2006, but started getting enforced after that.
Exactly.
I think
it was very, very strongly enforced in 2007.
Because we saw a slew of people get Kennedy and
Immediately
everybody.
Kennedy. I mean, Orton has even had some performance issues in the past with that. I don't have a problem with the wording of it, because I go back to, how do we know who is getting tested? How do we know who is liable for what they're taking? And if WWE wants to not test John Cena or Triple H, they're not going to. WWE is at a point right now. They're not the NFL where they have to test people, or baseball where they have to test people continuously. They're not UFC where they have to do that. They should, but they're not going to. And because they can get away with it, they're not going to enhance a certain set of rules.
But what a bad thing you leave open here.
It's a bad thing you leave open, but they have in writing, and Vince is a very smart guy, let's be honest here. He's a guy that he'll say they're subjected to testing policies, this, and this, but you get into finer detail. Well, maybe this guy's not subject to testing. Okay, well, maybe this guy's not subject to testing. That covers Vince from anything that could go wrong. And I understand that a lot of people are going to say, that's not right. And I understand that that's not right, but this is not sports. This isn't the NFL or UFC. This isn't real.
You're right.
Okay? This isn't real.
I absolutely agree. This is show business.
And again, this is like saying, okay, let's see Matt Damon or Jake Gyllenhaal bulk up for whatever they got to do to look like a guy who's a boxer, who's Batman. You don't.
Well, I'm gonna come back.
Sports.
I'm gonna come back to the Hollywood comparison. You're right. This is not a fight. This is not a sport fight in a cage where you're fighting to be the winner. This is predetermined. However, I'll put it this way. You say, how do we know that's not tested? And you're right. You can't. We not in the company can't prove that so and so is or is not being tested. The people in the company do know.
You've lost weight back. Are you on Carter's fat burners?
So if Roman Reigns is fighting Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns knows if he's been tested, and obviously we know he has been. Roman Reigns knows he's been tested, and if he sees now in the paperwork that Brock Lesnar by the rules isn't being tested because part-time, how does that make Roman Reigns feel? One person's health in the ring does affect the other person's health. The wellness policy is there to keep these guys healthy. Brock Lesnar is easily in your top 3 most paid guys in the company. He is on every marquee matchup of every big pay-per-view for you. Yes, he's fought less than 20 matches in the last 3 years, but he is easily one of your biggest draws, basically behind John Cena. Brock Lesnar is the biggest moneymaker WWE has. Why would you not want to check on his health? Furthermore, let's go back to the Hollywood comparison because I like this. Here's the thing. Okay, let's take any sport out of this. Let's just think of WWE. Josh Eisenberg loves Seinfeld. You love Seinfeld. Let's think of WWE, no sport, strictly as an entertainment sitcom or drama. If Seinfeld has it to where they are testing Jason Alexander to make sure that he's not drugged out, he's still able to come up, show up, perform, read his lines, this and that, just like WWE is. WWE is testing a lot of these people to make sure they're still healthy to show up, perform. But they're not testing a guy that played Kramer, Michael Richards. Thank you. But they're not testing Michael Richards. It kind of goes to, well, why would you not? Both of them are important. Both of them are whatever.
Both of them are money makers. Both of them are needed for the company to succeed and to create income, revenue for these guys. So I understand from your perspective there, but think of it like this. They're not testing Charlie Sheen, your boy from 2.5 Men, who's obviously coked out of his damn mind for 4 years.
The difference is 2.5 Men wasn't testing anybody. WWE's testing most people.
But
if 2.5 Men did a test, there'd be no 2.5 Men.
There'd be half a man. No, I didn't know Agnes.
The kid, I don't know if the kid would have made it. The kid was so pissed off, the kid would have been strung out.
I just think whenever you look at WWE as a whole product, you see it's sports entertainment, and I understand there's exceptions to every rule. You're going to have guys who are above the law, who are above the testing policies. Not that I'm saying it's right, but I understand it. I understand that WWE, especially right now in this point, WWE has Brock Lesnar slated for SummerSlam. Days later, it comes out where Brock Lesnar has been tested for performance-enhancing drugs and failed those tests by the United States Anti-Doping Agency. Do you really think that WWE was going to say, you know what, we're going to abide by that testing policy that was not under umbrella?
No. I started this off. I started this off. The USADA, WWE should not do anything.
So what should they do? What should WWE do?
It's the problem of
the wording.
It's the wording. Here's the thing. The wording's been there for a while. What the problem is, I can't quite believe that the WWE actually made a comment to TMZ Sports. The fact that now WWE has brought everybody's attention, mine included, and made me go in and I read all 18 articles of this damn testing policy, and I went, WTF? Are you serious? That now that they've highlighted the fact that this is how vague language they have. Article 17 says.
How does this surprise you, though?
I'm not saying I'm necessarily surprised, but
this is professional wrestling. This is sports entertainment.
As a fan of WWE and as a person who's a large part of my career, I pay my bills off of being able to talk about WWE. Thank you, guys. As all those things considered, my friendly advice is fix the wording. Article 17 was about how part-timers are exempt. Article 18, the last article, is about it's subject to change. You better subject to change it, because here's the thing. There are so many critics out there of WWE, and this loose language and the fact that you could all of a sudden change somebody to part-time so you could avoid them from being drug tested, this gives off, given the stereotypes and history in this business, this gives off the feeling of don't give out tests you don't want the results for. That's what this gives out their feeling of. I'm just saying, I don't like it. I don't like that this puts WWE under fire, but that's what it does.
Does it put them under fire, though?
Yes, it does.
Right now?
Yes, it does. You tell TMZ Sports, and everybody's already looking at Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar walks into a UFC.
I'm not watching Brock Lesnar fake fight.
Brock Lesnar walks into a UFC weigh-in.
The guy who's on steroids fake fight.
He looks ridiculous, and you already think the guy looks roided out, and now you look at a drug test that says, "Oh, we ain't testing him."
Speaking of roided out, look at you. You look good.
I look good.
I look good.
Bulging out of the shirt.
Let's figure this out.
Calm down, Hannah. All right, here we go. Wrapping up the weekend at Josh Eisman at Justin LeVar.
Relax, Daddy.
At Renella. Look at him. He goes, but
Daddy,
Hey,
relax.
I got the nurturing
Daddy,
in me.
relax.
Hey, that's sexy.
You are a daddy.
It's sexy.
It's
I'll do the new day shake right
Do you
now.
have the dad bod
I'll
too?
do the new
Yeah,
shake.
you
Oh, ain't no
do.
dad. You said I'm bulging. This ain't new
man.
dad bod.
I've had a
I'm
six
bulging.
pack, but I haven't had a keg in quite some time.
No,
am I
this
right?
ain't a dad bod. This is you said. I'm looking good.
Chair Shot Reality.
Look at this.
Sit down. Nobody wants to. WrestleZone.com. We'll see you next week.